twice in one day? Absolutely astonishing, NFL football fans, but you got yourself a double dose of Moose. What's going on? Welcome into NFL Daily. My name is Trace Mustakis, but again, call me Moose. And on today's show, we have got some major NFL rumors to talk about, starting with this guy, Mr. Watt, TJ to be exact, being done potentially in Pittsburgh. Well, his most recent social media post might indicate that. Now, before we break down all of the latest rumors, if you are ready for the 2025 NFL season, smash that thumbs up. I realize we're a long way away, but I can't tell you how excited I am hearing all of these rumors and all the speculation for the 2025 NFL season, so smash that thumbs up button for me. All right, let's start. So he went to IG, Mr. T.J. Watt did, and posted a very cryptic Instagram photo. Now, what does it mean? Could it mean this? Could it mean that? It's hard to say. All these NFL players do it. This was the photo that he actually posted right here. And this is all he had, was him throwing up the deuce sign. And I take this to mean he's calling for attention. I don't necessarily think that he's done in Pittsburgh, or Pittsburgh, or that he wants to be done as a Steeler. But to me, this signifies, yeah, you guys, you probably don't know how good you have it right now, at least coming from his perspective. Now, there's a give and take to all different types of, NFL deals, right? It's not just on the player. It's not just on the GM and the coach. Everybody and every party has to do right by each other. But to me, this is him blaring it out there saying, look, I want my money and I'm ready. Now, Steelers general manager Omar Khan talked about this whole T.J. Watt contract experience, and here's what he had to say about it. Yeah, I mean, it's May. I don't expect salaries to go down, so I expect them to keep increasing year to year. I'm not going to get into contract numbers, but if you're referring to TJ, I assume, I'll just say that I'm very hopeful that TJ will finish his career as a Steeler. So it's obvious that the camp for TJ has reached out. Omar knows about it, and they're working to get a deal done. Now, does that mean they're close to getting a deal done? Not even a little bit. But if we're talking about T.J. Watt, the football player, at least from an on-the-field perspective, you're getting one of the best in the NFL. A certified Hall of Famer, in my opinion. I mean, look what he did last year. 11.5 sacks, 19 tackles for loss, 6 forced fumbles, and his PFF rank, which, again, not the Holy Bible, but it's a great indication of how good a player is amongst his peers. He ranked 3rd out of 119. And it's not just 2024. It's 2023, it's 2022, and 2021. That 2021 season, by the way, with that 22.5 sacks is insanity. So it looks like every other year, especially when he's healthy, he's putting up monster numbers. Now, we saw Myles Garrett get $40 million a year. I don't think that T.J. Watt will take anything less than what he believes he deserves, especially since he's of that caliber as Myles Garrett. So $40 million or higher is exactly what you can be expecting. And like Khan alluded to, that number's just going to continue to increase. So the longer you wait, the longer you potentially have of having to pay him 40 plus, going up to about $45 million a year. So let's take a look at the highest paid edge rushers per year. Highest paid edge rushers, excuse me. Myles Garrett's number one right now at $40 million. He's going to go well above what Danielle Hunter has. Max Crosby, same thing. He's better than Max, better than Bosa, better than Josh Hines-Allen. So all of this leads me to believe that $40 million is the exact number that we're looking at, and maybe slightly higher. Now, if Pittsburgh doesn't want to shell out that kind of money, although they are highest in the league in defensive spending, here are the teams that have the highest odds to land T.J. Watt. The Patriots coming in at number one. They're number one in the league in cap space. Same with Seattle. They're top 5 in cap space. Their odds are at plus 400. The Eagles, boy, would that be scary. The Cardinals and the Titans a little bit further down the list. If you asked me today who I think he's going to play for, it's still going to be the Steelers. I think they end up paying that money to him. But I could see the Patriots being an option for him. I think he's going to chase the bag. He's going to get that one final contract before he starts to, get up there in age. And I think that's, playing for another AFC East to play the Pittsburgh Steelers at least once a year. Well, not guaranteed once a year, but you get my point, would be something that he'd be interested in as well if Pittsburgh doesn't shell out the money. So let me ask you this. Would you trade for T.J. Watt? If you are a GM of an NFL, oh my gosh, take two. If you are a GM of an NFL franchise, what are you giving up to get T.J. Watt if you're going to trade for him? Give me a yes or give me a no in the comment section below. Now, our second juicy rumor nugget that we have to talk about, Brock Purdy extension update. As we know that after the 2024 season ended, it was basically kind of Brock's, hey, it's time for me to get paid. And the truth is, he deserves every bit of his money. He was Mr. Irrelevant, for those of you who are unaware of what that is, the last pick in the 2022 NFL draft. And he wants his money, especially since he has led the San Francisco 49ers to a Super Bowl. Now, here's what one NFL executive had to say about this, Mike Sando, about the Brock Purdy contract. Here's what he said in particular. People forget with Purdy, the guy has made nothing. If you're Brock Purdy, you are staring at 2 years of franchise tags in the face and $5 million in 2025. His best case scenario is $100 million over 3 years. Now, I'm not saying they would pound him, but I have never understood how people think he gets $60 million. Now, I disagree with Sando and agree with him at the same time. I do agree with him that I don't think Purdy's worth $60 million a year. That's way too high. However, I do think he's worth a little bit more than $100 million on that, that 3-year extension, which would put him at about $33.5 million a year. So let's just talk about Purdy, the player. Incredibly accurate, amazing at on-time throwing, excels in the Kyle Shanahan offense. Now, last year, he took a little bit of a dip in production, but he wasn't bad by any means. He was nuzzled up right under 4,000 yards, and he's a fairly accurate quarterback, can play on script, is not going to turn the ball over too often, can basically do what you ask him to do. It's just that, that extra step is not going to be what he's going to command. But, like we alluded to in what Sando was reporting, is that if something doesn't happen and the 49ers franchise tag him, he's only going to make $5 million in 2025. That's how little he's making right now as an NFL quarterback, which is insane to think about. Now, coming up next, I'm going to tell you exactly what I would pay Brock Purdy. And like I said, it's not as high as $60 million a year, but it's a little bit higher than that 33.33 repeating that Sando was looking at. But first, before we get to that, I want to tell you about today's sponsor, and that is Game Time. Game Time takes the guesswork out of buying tickets, guys. It's so simple. All you got to do is go to your app store right now and find the Game Time app. It's that black box with the white G in it, and click the download button. Now, let me tell you about Game Time. Their killer last-minute deals, all-in prices, views from your seat, and lowest prices guaranteed are enough to make me download today. But Game Time also makes getting tickets even faster and easier. Prices actually go down on Game Time the closer it gets to the event. And it's not just ball games, guys. It's comedy shows, theater events, concerts, and so much more. If you download the Game Time app today and you create your account, you can use our code CHATSPORTS, that's CHATSPORTS, for $20 off. Terms do apply, but again, create an account and redeem code CHATSPORTS, CHATSPORTS, for $20 off. Game Time, download it today. Last minute tickets, lowest prices, guaranteed. Okay, so Brock Purdy. What's the number that everybody is like, what are we going to pay him? What should we pay him? What's he worth? I think this is probably right in the ballpark of what you're looking at. It's a 3-year, $125 million contract, which would put him at $41.67 million per year. Now, again, for the going rate of the elite NFL quarterbacks in terms of payment per year, that's still very low. That's outside the top 10. But with all things considered, with what Brock Purdy was as a draft pick, that's kind of what the 49ers are alluding to. It's like, We took you as the last pick. We're giving you this huge extension, which has been reported over $100 million. And Purdy's camp is like, that is ridiculous. We led you to a Super Bowl, and you're going to pay us everything that we're worth. So I think this is a nice happy medium for both sides involved. It's a 3-year extension, so they're not locked in long-term to Purdy if they wanted to move on. And Purdy gets $41 million of salary per year. Now, I'm not going to give him all of that guaranteed, but I'll give him $100 million guaranteed, 100%. Make the other $25 million of just incentives. So he's still getting a nice chunk of guaranteed money. It's generational wealth, but you're not locked into him long-term. I think that's a great, kind of compromise between both sides. But let me know this. Who gets paid first? Is it going to be T.J. Watt? Is it going to be Brock Purdy? Type T for Watt or type B for Brock? All right, that's going to do it for us on today's episode. Remember to subscribe, like the video. We're trying to get to 300 likes on today's episode, and share this with a friend. My name is Moose. Until next time, be cool.